I'm gonna tell you, man, but don't laugh because I had this strategized. I was a music major in college, so when I enlisted in the military in 1998, I went to my recruiter and asked him I want to be in an Army band. So I spent 18 years active duty in the Army band program. Yes, I'm gonna say I did because when I joined in with Trajector. I was already at 70%, I think. So the wherever I started up until 70, I did that on my own. I think on my own, just me submitting paperwork and things. So one of my colleagues hit me up with, at the time it wasn't Trajector. I forgot the other name that it was, but it since became Trajector Medical Facility. So I got the information and got the connection through a colleague of mine. Well, I figured nothing beats a failure but a try. That was one of my favorite mottos for 25 years as JRTC instructor. Nothing beats a failure but a try. I know I can't, like the poster said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So it wasn't going to cost me but a little bit of my time, and I had plenty of time just to reach out and see what they could do for me. And so that's kind of the reason. And the colleague of mine was very adamant that they did a great job with him. Oh man, you got to use him. So I figured, well, it's time about this gather. It takes the time that it takes me to gather some paperwork together, submit the paperwork. They helped me do that, and then submit the paperwork, and then wait and see what happens. So that's the reason I did it. Let's just try it. I think that Trajectory, what they do is they do an amazing job of taking your primary ailment and everything that's secondary or all the collateral elements associated with it, and they connect them in a language and they build your case with such substance. That's an interesting question. I think maybe more impacted my life because, as soldiers, you spend X amount of years, and I spent 18 and was fortunate enough to take early retirement. There's a lot of soldiers out there that spend 20, 25 years. And when you're a soldier, you're a hero. You're not going and trying to, when you're a leader, you're not going into sick call. You're out there in pain and enduring everything. And then, so when you go through Trajectory and you win your case, it's kind of like, now I don't want to say payback. It's kind of like somebody understands that based on what you gave, your quality of life was altered because of your military service. You not inherited, but you gained certain disabilities to where your life was altered because of what you gave to the military. And so for me, it's kind of like, thank you. It's kind of like mentally, I'm thankful that, because money in and of itself is not going to make, I got a prosthetic knee. It's not going to bring my knee back, but it financially, it does help. It just helps financially and gives you peace of mind that I didn't give all of myself and risk and go through all of it I'm going through in vain, if that makes sense. And what you said was so important. I'm 100% disabled permanent. That's what's important. It's not, and that's a piece, that part right there is peace of mind too, because I don't know if it's ever happened to a veteran, but I know that I would hate to be in a position where certain of my things are not permanent, and then I've lived my life at a certain standard of financial, not success, but a certain level of financial comfort, so to speak, and then have to have certain of those yanked away. That would be upsetting if you're 75, 80 years old. So, Trajectory did that. Whatever they did to build my case, mine are permanent disabilities. By all means, not only do I give my consent, I also will, be, if I ever am in a conversation about someone having to fight for their benefits or they're trying to attain their benefits, I definitely will pass it along because, I was, they got me from 70 to 80, 80, 90, and then 90 to 100. And anybody, and even with the cost, it makes sense. At the end of the day, it makes sense. Sometimes I think we try to get selfish and be like, oh, why am I paying? I'm a veteran. But at the end of the day, it makes sense.